There's movie Christmas, there's real life Christmas, and in between there's the Fitzgerald Family Christmas. You're watching Beyond the Trailer's review of Ed Byrne's latest film.
It's Christmas Eve, and we've got this thing going on with my father and my whole family that is going to need to be addressed tonight.
Yeah, so you're going to need a drink.
There's something I just want to discuss with the whole family. It's about Dad.
What about Dad?
Just like Vince Vaughn and Ben Stiller, Edward Burns wrote and directed his way into Hollywood. In the mid-1990s, all three men made their own films, working behind the camera as well as in front of it. And Swingers, Reality Bites, and The Brothers McMullen were all very well received. Burns' film, The Brothers McMullen, which won the Grand Jury Prize at the Sundance Film Festival, was very profitable for an independent film back then, even making more money than Swingers at the box office. Burns quickly followed it up with She's the One, which had the added star power of Jennifer Aniston plus then up-and-comer Cameron Diaz, and was equally successful. Then suddenly Burns found himself acting opposite Tom Hanks, Robert De Niro, and Angelina Jolie. But while Vaughn and Stiller moved away from making smaller films, Burns never forgot his roots. No Looking Back, Sidewalks of New York, Looking for Kitty, The Fitzgerald Family Christmas is his 10th independent film since She's the One. And for the entire run, Burns' hallmark has been his honesty in portraying his Irish Catholic working-class roots. So as Burns continues to co-star in big Hollywood movies like Man on a Ledge and Alex Cross, let's see how he envisions the holidays, another part of the tableau he's been building his entire career.
This is a very different kind of Christmas movie, but in a good way. I mean, it's not one of those happy, pick-me-up Christmas movies that you're going to turn on while you're decorating the tree, but I think it's one that's going to stick with you. You're going to think about it. I watched this film about a week ago, and I am still thinking about it for two reasons. First of all, I think that Edward Burns did a fantastic job of showing how families interact, especially around the holidays. I think that some families, of course, have better relationships than the ones depicted here, and some have worse relationships. But I think every family will be able to see shades of how they interact with their own family here. So that was great. A lot of very truthful, really rang true. The other reason, and it kind of ties into the other one, is that this is the first Christmas movie I've seen that's dealt so strongly with forgiveness, because it presents the very religious idea that Christmas is a time for forgiving. And I think that while that sounds great in theory, Edward Burns kind of pushes you to say, well, how about in practice? Can you do it in practice? And I think that he came up with a doozy of a thing that needs to be forgiven. And that's one of the things that stuck with me. You know, I've been debating with myself if I would make the same decisions that the characters made in the film. Also on that note, sometimes the setups, I mean, I think someone who sees a lot of movies can see some of them coming. So I think something that's supposed to come across as a surprise, it's kind of telegraphed a little too much. But the nice thing is that the quality is there, that the payoff to those setups is still very enjoyable and sometimes surprising. So I liked that a lot. Another thing is when I watched the movie, I saw shades of It's a Wonderful Life. And I had a chance to interview Edward Burns, and you can see that interview, there's a link to it at the end of this video. But I asked him, I said, were you inspired by that film? And he said he was. And I would say that I think it shows, and he succeeded. It's not by any means as iconic as It's a Wonderful Life, Frank Capra's film, but I think the Fitzgerald Family Christmas definitely is in the same league, which I think is an impressive accomplishment. So the Fitzgerald Family Christmas, it's something that I think that you're definitely going to want to see if you're looking for a different kind of Christmas movie, if you're looking for something that's going to make you think about the holidays and what they're really about, and also to really think about your family. And I think when you watch the end of the film, you do appreciate your own family more, and I think that never hurts, and that's something that I think sometimes people forget, which is, I think, one of the nicest things about the film. So the Fitzgerald Family Christmas, you can actually watch it right now. It's available on demand and on iTunes for rental, and I believe, yeah, for rental, and also it's coming to some theaters opening on December 7th, so you can check it out that way. But, you know, we watch the same Christmas movies every year, so having a new one is not only welcome, but one that's so different. So that's my thoughts on the Fitzgerald Family Christmas. If you've gotten a chance to see it, write your own thoughts down below. And thank you for coming to Beyond the Trailer for reviews like this, audience reviews, movie news, and movie trailers and trailer reviews. So I hope you subscribe, and thanks for watching. Bye.